What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update for you guys. The deadline to the window is getting closer and closer and closer, and Spurs are trying to get many names out the door as we speak. Before we get into the specifics, we're going to talk about Jacob Steinberg says that Tottenham are trying to ship Hugo Lloris, Sergio Reguilon, Tanganga, Ndombele, Bryan Hill and Eric Dyer out the club, while Matt Law says that Spurs are open to offers for Lloris, Reguilon, Højbjerg, Sanchez, Bryan Hill and Ivan Perisic as they look to reduce their squad before the closure of the transfer window tomorrow night. So having said that, let's get into some specific deals to talk about first, starting with Sergio Reguilon, as David Ornstein says that Man United working to complete the loan signing of Reguilon from Tottenham. The 26-year-old left-back granted permission by Tottenham to travel for medical as Man United shifted from Chelsea's Marc Cucurella and also aimed to recruit Sofian Amrabat. A source close to us says that Levy gave Man United 30 minutes to answer if they want Reguilon or not, and they said yes to Reguilon, so he is on his way to Manchester United.
Yeah, and that's, for me, a good move for us. I think that for Man United, to get him on a short-term loan deal, considering that Luke Shaw is out injured for a long time, I think it makes sense for everyone. He's not going to be used at Tottenham, so might as well try and get him out the door to reduce the numbers. He's not going to be included in the squad. So I think it's just a win-win for everyone. The only downside is we're kind of helping a direct rival have a short-term solution. And should we be doing that? That's, look, for me, the main thing is to get him out the door and create space. But I think that there is something to be said, though, whether we should be dealing with Man United. But
well, to be fair, I think they're helping us more than we're helping them, in my opinion. I think Reguilon, he hasn't shown any sort of form for many years now, to be honest. And also, when he does get any consistent game time or any game time, he seems to be out injured for a long time after that. So I question whether Man United are going to be able to get Reguilon on the pitch as consistently as they would hope. And also when he is on the pitch, he hasn't been great. So, I mean, I think they're helping us more than we're helping them.
Potentially. I mean, we're giving them a player that they can use, whereas he would have been just left out of our squad anyway. So I don't know if they are. I don't know if that's true. I think they're helping them more.
I think in terms of why I think they're helping us, I think we're getting wages off the book. We're reducing numbers in a bloated squad. We probably wouldn't have used Reguilon anyway. And all the reasons that I said before as well, like he just doesn't seem like the player that we bought off Sevilla, which he was touted as one of the up-and-coming left-backs of European football at the time. But his stock has massively diminished since then. And it's either he can't get on the pitch, or when he does get on the pitch, he doesn't show any form close to the form and the reasons why we signed him. I
agree with that, but we're giving them a short-term solution for their problem, which they're having a serious problem right now, and we're giving them an out.
Yeah, we are giving it, but is it an out which they'll be able to that will provide them with quality that they need to what they want to achieve this season?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, of course it's better than no one. But look, it is what it is. Let us know in the comment section below your opinions on Reguilon going to Manchester United. Let's talk about Bryan Hill now, as the same source that told us that says that Bryan Hill is going to Lyon on loan with 100% of the wages covered. Obviously, take it with a bit of pinch of salt, but that's what we're hearing at the moment.
Yeah, and that would be a good move, in my opinion, for Bryan Hill if he was to go to a good team like Lyon and play on the wing for them and get some consistent game time. Also hearing that he's close to like full fitness at the moment, so hopefully he... Look, it's a shame because I would like to have seen him under Ange, but if we are bringing Brennan Johnson, I think he is surplus to requirements right now. We've got a lot of players who can play on the wing. So, look, I think if a loan deal, I think for him, I think it'll be better if it was permanent, but I guess a loan deal at the moment probably suits everyone for the short term.
Yeah, this one I'm really a bit gutted about, to be honest, because he's a player which I really believed in his talents. I thought he would have worked really well under Ange Postecoglou in the system that he's implemented at Spurs. So it's just a bit annoying, this one for me, because I just really wanted to see him under Ange. But look, it is what it is. Hasn't really worked out for him since he has joined Tottenham in a crazy deal when we did sign him, 25 million plus Eric Lamela, which looks like a terrible deal, more terrible and more terrible as things progress. But look, I wish him the best of luck if this is true, and we'll see where we go from there. But I do imagine that him going out the door will speed up the process for Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, I agree.
Next up, let's talk about Japhet Tanganga. The same source told us that Tanganga might go to Lyon on loan with 80% of the wages covered. And if Tanganga does play 50% of the games for Lyon, there is an obligation to buy for 8 million. However, Damasio says that Japhet Tanganga has given the green light to complete a move to Augsburg. Talks are advancing, very concrete. And Fabrizio Romano has chimed in on this one as well now, saying Tanganga now close to joining German side Augsburg on a loan from Tottenham. Loan move will also include a buy option, and that is being discussed right now.
Yeah, and I think, again, when it comes to Tanganga, as long as he's getting a move to a top European team, whether it be in the Premier League or in Spain, but it looks like it's going to be in Germany, I think it's important for him to get the game time, because he hasn't been able to get any sort of consistent game time for ever since he's been at Spurs, to be honest. So I just think, again, we need him out the door. We need room to bring in centre-backs. And I think Augsburg, not the most glamorous club, but I think it'll be a good move for him.
Yeah. Next up, let's talk about Hugo Lloris. Again, one of our sources telling us that he is currently in talks with Napoli, but also considering retirement at the moment. I mean, in terms of Hugo Lloris, a move to Napoli doesn't really make sense to me. They've got goalkeepers there like Alexander Meret. They've got Galini there. And I mean, Lloris has rejected offers to other clubs for not being a back. He doesn't want to go and be a backup somewhere. So I don't really understand why he would go to Napoli. And
it's just a sad state of affairs if he is considering retirement, because you would have felt like it wasn't that long ago he was performing in the World Cup. I know he didn't have a good season for Tottenham, but he actually, when he was at the World Cup, he performed fairly well. And you would have thought someone would have taken a punt on him, but it seems that no one is interested whatsoever. So it's a shame when it comes to Hugo Lloris, but it's what it is. I think every player, I guess, comes to a time where they've got to make a decision whether to continue their playing career, and I guess he's at that point at the moment.
Yeah, you'd imagine like he could go get one last big contract going out to Saudi Arabia or something like that, and that would be a good option for him. But seems as though he does want to stay in Europe, but there doesn't seem to be many suitors out there for him that are willing to give him first-team football. So whatever decision you do make, Hugo, thank you very much for the service at the football club. And obviously all the many years he gave us. Moving on to Eric Dyer, Sky Sports Lyle says that it's decision time for Eric Dyer. His desire to see out the contract could see him face a season on the sidelines. He wants to see out his contracts are open to a loan, but Tottenham have no interest in loaning him. Clubs do want him permanently, but not Bayern. And again, our source is telling us that Bournemouth are currently in talks with Spurs and are interested in taking him.
Seems as there could be an impasse, though. We're not willing to let him go out on loan. He only wants a loan because he wants to see out his contract. So it seems as though we're between a rock and a hard place when it comes to getting Eric Dyer out the door.
Yeah, but if we're willing to let him just sit on the sidelines and do nothing, then I don't see why we wouldn't be open to loaning him out.
I agree. I think we should loan him out. I think it's come to a stage where it's better just to have him out the door rather than have him as an option to play centre-back, even if it does mean it's only a loan deal at this point, in my opinion. I think we were silly to reject the loan bid from Burnley earlier, apparently. I think we should have accepted that. So let's just hope there's a solution that can be had in the next 24 hours that sees him leave.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And an officially done deal. We brought you the news earlier that Scarlett is going to join Ipswich on loan, and that has been made official now. Dane Scarlett has signed a new contract with the club as well until 2027 and has joined Championship side Ipswich Town on loan for the current season. Congratulations and good luck to Dane Scarlett. There's also been a quote from Ipswich manager Kieran McKenna as well, and he says, Dane is a very exciting young forward who the staff and I have known for a very long time. He is an explosive finisher with both feet and someone who has good movement in the final third. He is also someone who works very well for the team out of possession. Dane is ready for his second loan spell, having gained a year's worth of experience with Portsmouth last season, and we feel that puts him in a good position to step up to this level and be an important member of the squad. We're excited to have him here.
Yeah, delighted for him, and I think it's a brilliant move. I think I didn't expect him to get a Championship loan move this summer. I thought it would have been probably League One or League Two, considering he went to Portsmouth and he did well, but he didn't exactly smash out of the park when it comes to getting goals. So I would have thought
he got a bit unlucky though, didn't he, with the manager change and everything like that?
Yeah, but still, at the end of the day, it wasn't like the most successful loan spell. So you would have thought that a Championship clubs maybe would have have been hesitant to take him, but I'm glad he's found one, and it'll be really good to test him to see how he does at that level, and it'll be a big test for him. And if he does really well, that's super exciting to where the next stage of his career are.
Yeah. Let's talk about James Madison now. He has been called up to the England squad, the only Tottenham player in the England squad under Gareth Southgate for this month's fixtures. And Tottenham say congratulations to the midfielder James Madison, who has been named in Gareth Southgate's squad for the upcoming international fixtures. And now he is at Tottenham, a bigger club than Leicester, playing really well so far. Do you think that's going to go? And because he hasn't really been favoured by Gareth Southgate a lot, and you know, players like Mason Mount have been ahead of him. Do you think now he's at Tottenham and performing at the level he's performing at, that will give him more say in this England team now? I
think so. I think he's going to starting to get more regular starts, especially if he keeps playing the way he is for Tottenham right now on a consistent basis. I can see him being. I think I can see England turning to him a lot more regularly. And for one reason, I think he should have been played a bit more anyway. But I think considering now that he's being tested at a high level at like Spurs, I can see Madison definitely being sought after by Southgate. And I think, especially with Mount being injured and not in the best of form, there's no real other number 10s. You've got Eze there who's playing very well. But I think it makes sense if, for me, if Madison starts getting picked more.
And just one more thing regarding the Sergio Reguilon matter. Romano's just tweeted, and he says that Man United are pushing for a clause to terminate the deal in January, if needs be. That's an interesting one.
It makes sense because we might not need him in January.
And last but not least, let's talk about the Argentinians, Romero and Lo Celso. Christian Romero has been selected for the Argentina squad next month's international fixtures, but Giovanni Lo Celso has been left out. And Dario Ale says that Lo Celso is injured. That's why he's missing out on a place in the Argentina squad, and that makes more sense to why he was hauled off at halftime in the Fulham game.
Yeah, because you were thinking about what... was it because he was that bad? But it seems as though it was because of an injury. Because I thought he was a bit unlucky to be the one hauled off at halftime. Albeit I don't think he had a good half, but I didn't think he was, the worst player on the pitch. So, but it's just another issue, isn't it? Lo Celso can't stay fit again. He's picked up an injury, and very, very frustrating when it comes to Giovanni Lo Celso and his fitness issues. It seems to be a constant theme ever since he's been at Tottenham.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully he can get back to full fitness quickly. But the problem is, and the guy is always injured. And we were talking why hasn't Giovanni seen any minutes? And the first 45 minutes he does get in a Spurs shirt under Ange Postecoglou, he's back injured again.
Yeah, very frustrating.
This is the same kind of problems we've had with Giovanni Lo Celso ever since joining Tottenham, really. So it's very frustrating on Gio. But hopefully he can get back quickly and start making impact into the team. But that is your Tottenham update.
Well, there's just one more thing on Brennan Johnson that's just been by Bingo Delaney. He says Tottenham are still in talks with Brennan Johnson, but a huge distance in terms of fee. Still, it is expected that the deal will go down to the very last hours of the window and may not even be agreed at all.
Great stuff. Why? Why?
Because they are demanding 50 million.
Of the window, this stage of the window, and you haven't got your targets in, and you expect just other teams just to roll over for you at this stage of the window. That's never going to happen.
He also goes on to say that Brendan Johnson's first preference is Tottenham, but he is open to Brentford if they do agree a deal with Nottingham Forest. Johnson wants the deal, but is obviously prepared to be professional about it.
Yeah, so what we're saying, that Brentford are willing to put down more money than Spurs now.
Which would be incredible if that's true.
Anyway, that is your Tottenham update. Just check. Yeah, that is your Tottenham update. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news topics we brought to you today. But it looks like a lot is happening at Tottenham at the moment. So a crazy 24 hours ahead. And we'll see you very soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.